So do you have anything to say about what's happening in our culture with this pandemic?
Uh, well, you're most focused to adapt yourself and to evolve out of it. It's not really up to me that anything up to me that I can adapt myself or I can help. I can help to calm people down and help them to evolve, but that's me and that's my little thing that where I am, and that's it. So the big boys decide what to do, and I don't really question this at all because why I would even interpret the news.
Okay.
You helped last week just saying exactly what you're saying now, which is the world, let them worry about the vaccine and fixing all that. You take care of yourself.
The world is bigger than I. I'm just little thing in the world that, what I can do, then I focus on what I can do. I don't focus on things that I cannot do. So it's like a stoic, yeah. If you can control something, then you go and start controlling that. But if you cannot, then don't do anything about it. I cannot control what happens, let's say, in California, United States, in the world. Is beyond me. The world is bigger than I, right? So, but I can when it comes to my house and what I do around myself, and I can. So I adapt myself to create my better life, no matter what happens, whatever adversity is, right? But at the same time, I created the Happy Body, which is like system that calms people down. So it is really useful, I think, in the time that people could be uh, lost because they could be upset and could be angry, could be blaming people and could fight. There are politicians there, and their job is to do what they do, right? And we have Democratic Party, and then Republicans, and they do their thing, right? I do my thing. So I am like this one of the 340 million people that has something to do, and the better mind that I have, the better outcome that I can create.
Okay.
Right. And so I try to pass on you the same thing, like, so stop watching news because it's not really important for you. You are not the one that is going to decide something about what's happening. So it's not really important. For us, it's really important when they open it and how to behave. And that's all. By listening too much to the news, nothing will happen. We'll just waste our time. We can do a lot of other things during this time. We can read a book, we can exercise, we can think about how we can organize our breathing patterns in the Happy Body and stay with it, right? So, there is a lot of things to do that you can focus on that they are meaningful and also constructive, and they can really make you better if you do that.
Right.
You can miss all of it by being upset at what the situation is, right?
Yeah.
So it is important to adapt and to see where you are really. What is your function in the society? So you don't have a voice of Martin Luther King, right? Or Trump, right? You find your voice here. It means who you are and what is your voice, and then your voice is where you are, is your family. Like I have the voice here, and my voice is very limited where I am, and that's okay because that is my voice. That if I go somewhere and start talking about something that doesn't concern me, and I cannot have any influence on that, then I will lose my voice. I will not find it. I will start repeating others whatever they repeat. So if you really create something, if you do something constructive, if you grow, then you have a chance to find your voice and find your work and make yourself better because of it. And that's how the country gets better. If you get better, the country gets better, the world gets better. It's very simple, but everybody counts and everybody matters. But the world is not going to get better if we get angry, if we get upset, and if we get out of control, right? By blaming
I,
others, nothing is going to happen to us.
I wish you would be recording this because this is very inspirational.
Well, I think that the message is important. It's good that you asked me. So, anything else about that? It's very simple, right?
Jerzy, I'd like to ask you about Stoicism, how you came to embrace that philosophy, and also, if possible, any books that you might recommend. I think we're all kind of, well, I can't speak for everybody, but I think I'm very interested in that aspect, and I'm knocking at the door, but I can't seem to get much further with it.
Well, Stoic philosophy is very, very hard because it passes on us self-control and virtuous ideas. So usually, I think that is why it didn't survive and never became, accepted by people, because it is really hard to become a person that doesn't complain. Very simple. Just stay with that. It is really hard to become a person that doesn't complain. And you cannot be a Stoic and complain. It just starts right there. Just pick up one thing, right? People love to complain and people love to blame, right? So if a person loves to complain and loves to blame, right, then to become Stoic in that journey, the person would face that standard, not to complain. And that at that moment, the person will reject that because it's easy choice. Yeah, hard choice is not to complain and focus on something that is constructive and focus on something that can help you to evolve, to become better. And then, I don't want to go to other things like fears and anxieties and blame and sarcasm and so on. Just stay with the complaint to comprehend the difficulties of becoming Stoic. So we know a lot of people that know about Stoicism, right? But to become one, wow, that is really hard, very hard. But when you become one, you're such a good around to be, because you simply love the society, love people, and will not bring any harm, right? You love the planet, and the spiritual aspect is ingrained, and you love the progress. You love to evolve yourself, like know yourself, like Aristotle said, and you love it forever. So, and you'll do it until you die, and that is an amazing drive, to live life. That you focus on, becoming better, and also you focus becoming better. Also, it means kind, good, patient. Yeah. So it's you have to be on a long journey to actually become that kind of a person. That's why Stoics had the idea of mimicking. They had the idea that in order to embrace that way of living, you would need to really learn it or take it from others who are that way, like Socrates or Zeno, and then they talk over and over about that, right? So it's a lot of overlapping Buddhism and Stoicism, and that time too. Stoicism is more kind of a mental concept, how to live life, And Buddhism is more meditation concept, to meditate and calm yourself down that way, and without really thinking too much about how to really think. Mostly is about desire is suffering, like Buddha said, and that's a whole drive, right? Stoics more about self-control, so it's a more mental concept, philosophical concept to live life. It's a beautiful concept, though. If you can comprehend a Stoic, right, it's a really beautiful person to be around. And if you are around that one, you will know right away. It's a really great person. It's a really good person. And anybody would like to, I think, to be. It is not the person that is cold and it's understanding the same parallel with hard choices. People think that hard choices is life is a hardship. The hard choices are made in the hardship to come out of the hardship. That's what the hard choice is. So hard choice is really stop really, complaining, blaming others for your unfortunate situation, and be able to get up from that place and start working with the micro progression to make your life better. That's what the hard choice is. It's a mental concept, like Stoics. Then if you accept that concept, that you can achieve anything. We talk about who cannot be a medical doctor, right? Anybody can. If you adapt yourself to the concept of hard choice and microprogression, you can achieve anything you could, right? And becoming a medical doctor is not a big deal in life. Not a big deal. You're just a medical doctor, right? Or like a lawyer, it's just a lawyer. Like a plumber, just a nurse. It's not a really difference between. That's why Viktor Frankl said that we don't bring the meaning into the life because of our profession. We bring a meaning to our life because how we execute our profession. So he gave this example of a nurse. He said, there's a nurse, comes to the room and say, "Good morning, Mr. Johnson. It will be a hard day because the injection is coming. And it will be very painful. So turn over." And that's it. So another nurse is coming in and says, "Oh, good morning, Mr. Johnson. What a beautiful day today. We have some clouds, but maybe probably will be a little bit sun. Oh, I have this little thing. Oh, it will stink a little bit, but it will be really very little. Okay, could you please turn over?" Here, right?